Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday, October 12th, and this is Franco's World. I'm the host, Franklin Miller. It's going to be a fantastic show today. There are 0 listener questions considering last week it was all listener questions. My phone is messed up. I'll talk about that after I do the intro sequence. Today's show is brought to you by BaseballLegendApparel.com. Use promo code FRANK, F-R-A-N-K, Frank, at checkout for 10% off your purchase. They got a lot of cool stuff on there. All the clothes you can think of, every different type. You know, your regular t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, leggings, sweatshirts, hoodies, hats. They got it all. There's keychains, stickers. There's a bat. You can buy a bat if you want a bat. There's something else. Phone cases. There's some cool phone cases on there too. I was forgetting about what else was on there. But it's a lot of cool stuff that I have personally, and I highly recommend it. The shirt's very soft. The stickers are very cool and artsy. Put them on your laptop. That's what I have them on. Once we get a camera, you all will see that. Anyways, use promo code FRANK, F-R-A-N-K, at checkout. 10% off. BaseballLegendApparel.com, BaseballLegendApparel.com, BaseballLegendApparel.com. Fantastic show today. A lot of stories, a lot of bits, a lot of material I'm working on. I guess I'll tease some material I'm working on because there are 0 listener questions, and I'm sure this will be. We've done shows in the past where it's been kind of like a freestyle. Like, you know, I don't have anything written down. It's just me on the microphone working on riffing and working on like long form type things. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's show. I hope y'all enjoy it just as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at FrancosWorld_. And when I get back, well, we'll get into some stories. So part of the reason that I can't do like anything on my phone right now is because it is old. I have an iPhone 6s. Okay, don't make fun of me. I understand how poor it makes me look, how cheap it is, how old it is. I get it. Okay, people had this phone when I was in high school probably. I graduated high school 2014. I'm assuming it came out. It did? Okay, he's nodding. Yes, it did. Don't make fun of me. I got the phone when I was 21. I'm 23 now. Why did I get the phone when I was 21? Because I wanted to be able to have access to the aux. My car at the time did not have Bluetooth capabilities. My car now does. I don't need the aux. I didn't need the aux. Now, but back then, I needed the aux cord. People were like, we'll just have the dongle. Oh, so Apple can screw me out of more money? Oh yeah, that sounds great. I'll have that little thing that just attaches that you plug into other little things. Y'all were the suckers, not me. They got you, not me. Because I didn't have the dongle. There was no need for it. And people are always on, people get in my car. Oh, I don't have a dongle. Oh, I don't have a dongle. Oh, well, that's too bad because I have an aux cord and it can plug directly into my phone. Idiots. They're not going to get me. As much as they think they can, on all my devices, I have like all my locations turned off. Every time an app is like, can we use your location? I'm like, no, you can't. I don't want them finding me more than they already can, okay? Our information is out there. I sound like Alex Jones. The water turned the frogs gay. I am in need of a new phone because my phone is constantly turning off and staying off. It's staying off for a long time, too. It has been off since 1 a.m. It is now 11:30 when I'm doing this. Not good. Not good. I need that. Oh, man, there was a really good thought I just had, and it just... Oh, man. Those fleeting moments that you have of a really good idea, and then you try to circle back to it, and it's not there. Oh! What was it about? We were just talking about Alex Jones. We were just talking about the phone and how it turned off. Yeah, I lost it. It's gone. Dang, it was a really good thought, too. Man, I'm actually kind of upset with myself. I need to get a new phone. I know this. Phones are expensive. Okay. I also know that. iPhone 6S. It's what I got. Don't make fun of me, okay? Y'all the ones that listen to the content. Not that the iPhone 6S has anything to do with it. But I don't know what iPhone to get. Do I get like the 11? Or I don't even know how many iPhones there have been since then, honestly. Do I get, which one has the 3 cameras? It's got to be the 10 or the 11 or the X or something. I don't think I need all that, but I do know the camera quality on it is exceptional. I don't think I need it, but I might want it. But maybe get the iPhone 10. That's, oh my gosh, think about this. I have this 6. If I get, that's 4, there have been 4 iPhones. Oh man, my phone's old. Okay, yep, I'm just now realizing it's old. That's on me, that's my bad. Oh boy. No boy. Well, time to get a new phone. Okay, let's transition into the next little bit that I wanted to talk about today. So I was driving in my city and I saw this massive building. And I was like, man, this really neat architecture. What's going on in here? It said the Masonic Temple. It was one of the biggest buildings I've seen in the city. There are 0 windows on the Masonic Temple. What type of witchcraft are the Masons doing? That is an organization that scares me. I will not speak poorly of them because they're somehow probably listening to this. They probably heard me talking about it. I was driving by, I turned my head to the left, like, man, that building's really big. I wonder what goes on in there. And they're like, okay, we're going to track this guy. And now they've slowly been tracking me. And then I'm going to get a knock on my door. And as soon as I open it, a guy with a briefcase is just going to press a button on his briefcase. I'm going to get shot through the briefcase like it's James Bond or something. And then they're just going to drag me out by my feet. The Freemasons are terrifying. I don't know what they do. And that makes them more scary. I think they're the people in my hometown homecoming. I'm sure your hometowns don't have homecomings. Where, I know they donate to charities. And they wear hats. I think they wear little hats. But I'm pretty sure they just ride around on mopeds and go-karts. And the only thing I know they do is they donate money. Oh no, that's the Shriners. That's not the Masons. Whoops. Okay, that's on me. I have no idea what the Masons do then. All I know is they have a massive building with no windows on it, and I want to know what type of science experiments go on in there. Is that too much to ask? Wow, I was wildly wrong on that. I think I need to move on. Okay, moving on again. Let's talk about TikTok then for the next 5 minutes. Okay, something just fell. That was the Masons. Let's talk about TikTok for the next 5 minutes. So the biggest star in TikTok is this girl named Charla or Charlie or whatever her name is. And she's young. She's real young. But she's one of the most famous people on this app. And she does dances. She just dances. That's it. She just dances. But it's the same 3 moves. It's I can't. I'm doing them right now, just like I talked about last week, how people do on TikTok do the same 3 moves. But she's taking this to a whole nother level because she is charging people now. You can meet her. You can have a meet and greet with her. She's going to charge you $100 to make a TikTok with her. $120, $130 with taxes. To make a 10-second video with this woman. Well, a girl. It's probably 15. What? Why does our society do the things that it does? This person, I don't want to hate on kids. You don't want to hate on kiddos, but my God, we're idiots. We are the idiots. Hey, I'm not going to hate on the kids. Because she is popping off. Okay, she's getting notoriety, and she's trying to take advantage of said notoriety and take advantage of you suckers, you idiots. So props to her. I would do the same thing if I got a bunch of people to listen to this show and they just not come out to like stand up shows or anything, but like if I just did like a meet and greet. It's like, hey, I'm gonna be at your local Barnes and Noble by the fake fireplace that they have, and you can meet me or not, $50 per person. And then I just have an assistant standing right there that's gonna take a hold of your iPhone, take a picture of me with you, and then you're gonna get out. Cash only. I would take advantage of y'all in a heartbeat if I could. Financially. I need a new phone. $100. And part of the reason that this girl's popping off isn't just because of her abilities, her talents, or whatever. It's because the amount of like young men, young boys that are like drooling over this girl. It's hilarious. Okay. So there's this one kid that I follow and I don't know his name. I saw he was like this little. I say little because he looked short, but this young Italian kid, I think from like New York or something like that. And he does like these impressions. He did a Sebastian Maniscalco impression that was pretty good. And so I was like looking at his stuff. I was like, all right, this kid's he's got some stuff. He kind of does like the same thing over and over again, but like he's young, you know. He's got some stuff going on. Let's check and see what's up. And I see a picture of like the girl that's popping off, the Charlie girl or whatever, the Charlotte girl. And he's like making this like defending video about her where he's like, you know why this girl's popular? It's because she's truly beautiful and talented. And then like he makes some joke about like girls being beautiful and guys being ugly or something like that. But I just like the first part because it was like, she's truly beautiful. She's truly talented. All right, guy, listen. She's not going to see that, okay? It's probably not going to work. But it was pretty... I'm going to be real with you, Teeb. Ain't nobody clicking on this stuff. I need to make TikToks, dude, but I don't know what to make. It's the fastest growing social media site, okay? If you look at Vine, there's a lot of comedians that popped off on Vine, got a lot of notoriety on Vine. And in podcast episodes, you'll hear, I hate to name drop, you'll hear Chris D'Elia say things like, if something is new, I want to be on that because I want to blah, 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 blah. And then whenever people would be like, oh, you're the guy from Vine, he'd be like, no, I'm Chris. Like, that's something that I would definitely steal from him. If somebody knew me from something, oh, you're the guy with the Akon bit or the Call of Duty bit. And I'd be like, no, I'm Franklin. Like, that is something I did, but that's like, I do multiple things. Just so you can't get like pigeonholed. And so I need to start making TikToks. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna make them of. Maybe do some impressions that are horrible. Maybe just do some random like, what's the deal with blah blah blah? Like how most of my jokes sound in my head. That's something that I'm trying to figure out too. It's like when you're starting out, and I say starting out even though I'm like a couple years into the mics. When you say starting out, you're doing impressions, and I'm not the only person who says this, like real life professional comedians, not amateurs like me, professionals say this, how you are basically doing impressions of people you admire. Who were people that I admired? I admired Maniscalco, I admired Seinfeld, I admired other people too. But those two especially, just because like I would like to move around a little bit on stage, and I would like to talk about things that were, you know, like try to have a different viewpoint on just like everyday mundane things. Like stuff like that is funny to me. And so when you're passionate about something, you're obviously going to get the best content of it. So it's like I was basically doing impressions of, looking back at my old material, it's like I was just doing impressions of Seinfeld or impressions of Maniscalco without the Chipotle or without like the whole like talk like that. I didn't talk like that. So that's a word of advice for the young comedians out there. Listen to your sets and listen to people you admire sets and say, oh, I'm basically doing an impression of so-and-so. Yeah, it's something like that. And then sometimes you listen to your sets and you're like, oh, I had an original thought for once. I have zero fear of people joke stealing. I have zero fear of people joke stealing. And I don't really have a fear of me stepping on someone's material because I know that it's like, I may have a similar joke to somebody, but I guarantee you it's not because I watched it and said, I'm going to take that. I probably had something like light years before I saw this, and it just so happened to be the same thought as someone. I mean, it stinks that whenever you watch something, you're like, oh man, so-and-so did a joke about this. Like, that's pretty similar to what I have. But it's a whole thing. I know I wouldn't do it. I have a pretty solid moral compass. Okay, that'll do it for the TikTok thing. We're halfway through the show, so remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at francosworld_. My Instagram has slowly increased in followers. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the month. I am well on my way. I think I'm at like 800 or 900. I just need to get, I got like half a month left. Let's go. Tell your friends about the show so I can grow. Okay. Content on there daily. Give me a break. Get some water. Be right back. And I'm going to bring out my yellow legal pads and we're going to go over some notes. We're going to have some fun because we're going to freestyle. All right, we're back. I don't know if you remember the intro song I had a couple episodes ago, but I remember I told you that was made by @ProdMelBeats. A good friend of mine and a great producer. Each beat he makes gets better and better. So follow him on Instagram if you're into music at all, because he's a very talented, young, up-and-coming producer. The music I used last week, and I'll probably use it this week, is an old theme from the old Dean Martin show. I don't know if I got clearance on it, but I haven't gotten anything. I haven't gotten any messages yet, so I'm just gonna keep using it. I only used like 7 seconds of it. Oh well. Okay, so let's go over some notes or some bit ideas that I have, and we'll freestyle, and I can probably expand more on it because it's only, well, some of them are a full page, but okay. The first one is titled, You Can Do a Lot with That. College and school in general taught me a lot. It also lied to me a bunch. Biggest lie I ever heard was at college graduation. I would see people like hugging each other or see people standing in line beside each other for the first time, trying to make conversation so it's not as awkward. You know, you got to sit beside each other for the next 4 hours. And they would ask each other what you studied. It's like, oh, I studied humanities, or oh, I studied nursing. And then you ask someone like me, they're like, hey, what'd you study? I was like, I studied public relations. And then the biggest lie I ever heard at school was, oh, you could do a lot with that. Yeah. I don't know where in the curriculum Open Mic 101 was, but I could have used a class on that. You can do a lot with that. You can do a lot with that. Why do we lie to each other? You can do a lot with that. No, you can't. You got a communications degree? Well, you're not going to work on Wall Street. And so there you go. You could be like me and somehow walk backwards into some sort of baseball job. That happened. But now that that's over, now it's like, well, what type of job do you want? Well, I want to transition to something I studied. Well, what did you study? Entertainment, media, public relations? Well, good luck trying to get a job in Hollywood, and a job in entertainment, I guess in the Hollywood area. But trying to get a job in entertainment without coming from a family that has connections in Hollywood or is prominent in, or a prominent family in the entertainment business, or just coming from like a well-off family, like stupid rich. So good luck trying to make a career out of that. Dingbat. All right, let's move on to the next note. Let me flip the page here. All right. This one's called One Rejection Away. I put this on my Instagram, this bit about how pyramid schemes and stuff like that. I said, we sincerely thank you for your interest, but away from working for a pyramid scheme. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I had that. I'll take any level. I don't care. Bernie Madoff or selling Advocare. I'll take it. Guarantee in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you'll see me in your DMs. Hey, what's up, bro? You look like you enjoy. What the heck is this? You look like you stay in shape. How would you like to be? What the heck did I write? I must have woke up in the middle of the night and wrote this because it's all like squiggly. I had to. I do that sometimes. I keep like notepads by my bed on both sides. This is not a creepy thing that I do. I keep notepads on both sides of my bed. So whatever side I roll onto, if I get an idea in the middle of the night, I have a notepad right there. I'm just going to skip this bit. I already Instagrammed it out. I don't need to say it again. Okay, this one I actually like. Here it is. It's called Thanksgiving. Columbus Day is now Indigenous Peoples Day. It is. Way to go, everyone. We finally got one holiday down. Columbus Day is now Indigenous Peoples Day. And you can't say the word Columbus at all. You can't even talk about the city in Ohio. You can't say it. People get very, very upset, and rightfully so. But I don't understand the white knight Twitter brigade that is always on your case. Can't even tweet like, oh, thank God I got the day off of work for Columbus Day. It's Indigenous Peoples Day. It's Indigenous Peoples Day, you white trash idiot. You ingrain, you dingbat, you idiot. Notice those insults at you. It's Indigenous Peoples Day. Meanwhile, a month later, you see them on their Instagram wearing their red flannel shirts with all their families. Oh, it's my Nana. It's my grandpa. Happy Thanksgiving. They'll scream at you. It's Indigenous Peoples Day, you moron. And a month later, they're tweeting, Happy Thanksgiving. Do you see the irony in that? Was I the only one that saw the irony in that? Is that why I wrote it down? I guess so. Thanksgiving's an interesting holiday. This isn't a bit. This is me talking now. One time, I was alone for Thanksgiving. Didn't have anywhere to go. There was no room in the inn for me. My sister was somewhere in the country, and my parents were doing something, or they went somewhere, because I know I wasn't there. What was I going to do for Thanksgiving? Well, a great friend of mine invited me over to his house, and I got to eat Thanksgiving with his family. It's just funny to me to think about all the people that sat around the table, and then there's little old me in the corner, like, I don't belong here at all. But it was a very kind gesture. It's basically like a family to me anyways, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But back to the point of my parents, where were you guys? I can count on both hands the amount of holidays that I have spent by my lonesome. Seems like every year on New Year's, I am alone in my house or wherever I'm at, watching Dick Clark's something, watching the ball drop by my lonesome. 1990, goodbye to the 80s. I'm watching Dick Clark or Ryan Seacrest or whoever hosts it now. I watch that, and I get sad. And it's really sad. I'm by myself. No one should ever be alone for the holidays or anything. But I'm watching they're playing the music, Auld Lang Syne. It's a really sad song. I don't even know what it's about. I barely even know any of the words. And I'm sitting there watching the ball drop, reflecting on my year past. I like to do that a lot. I think New Year's is a great time for reflection. I don't really do look ahead into the future. I'm excited about the future. I like to take a look back and check in with myself and see the steps that I took to where I ended up at the end of the year. And it's kind of sad. Like, it's not my parents are like having parties and stuff like that. It's not like they left me. But I get really sad at New Year's. New Year's is like one of my least favorite holidays. When I was younger, like in high school and stuff like that, this is really weird and I can't believe like I'm admitting this, but it's my own journal, so I might as well. I would like film the ball drop and film all the people hugging and celebrating, and laughing, kissing, all that stuff, all the joyous, signs of, I don't know, I guess joy, even though I just said joyous. And I would film the ball drop and film all the people celebrating and everything, and listen to the music, and all that song would play and everything. And I would film that on my phone and go back and watch it later, like even like a week later or later that night before I went to bed and stuff like that. Just film it on my phone and just have it. And I don't know why I would do that. Maybe it was because like I wanted to be a part of the celebration. Maybe it was because I wasn't done reflecting on my year I just had. Maybe I was mad because the year had passed and I hadn't done enough. Because I get down on myself a lot about, like, I'm not doing enough. I'm never going to complain about poor me, why me, woe is me. There's no use in that. I do complain, but it's not like it's not like I got screwed. It's never that. I'm mad at myself for not doing enough. And I know there's this thing, if you think you can do more, then do it. But then it gets to a point where it's like you are doing a lot and it's just not working, and then you can kind of get a little bit like nervous about it. So that's the kind of situation I am in right now. Because I'm trying really hard to, I got to make a big move in my life like very soon. And it's scary. You don't know anyone. And you don't know how you're going to juggle a real career with trying to pursue a career in something that's absolutely insane. And I can't believe that it is a job. It's a job that no one asks you to do. It's just scary stuff. And the holidays are coming up, and I'm about to move real quick to a place, and then move another place, move another place, move another place. I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling over the next couple months, and I really don't want to be because I'm terrified of traveling. Not good for a person who wants to work in comedy where you're on a plane every weekend. I guess that's something I'll get over. But then there's going to be like the time for reflection to Christmas and New Year. I love Christmas time. But New Year's will roll around, and I'm going to reflect on the year that passed. And I might shed a tear. I've shed tears on New Year's before. And I don't even know if they were happy tears. They could have been very genuine sad tears. It's, you don't know what's coming next. And you reflect back on the choices that you made, and you question were they the right ones. Did they lead me to where I need to be? Check in with the M and the E, me. So, like, what did I do in the past year? I started the show. Great. I tried to market myself better. Great. I graduated college. Great. I got my first job out of college. Great. My first job out of college ended. Great. Met a cool girl. Great. I'm not doing enough, though, in my mind to become a better performer, better entertainer. And that hurts. That keeps me up at night. But I feel like I've been bringing the mood down. All right, let's. I'll try to transition to bring the mood back up. Maybe I have an old note or something like that in here that I could talk about. I just feel like I have to do more in terms of like being funnier. Sometimes I think like I'm not funny enough. I don't know. That's a whole thing. Okay, here's a story. We'll close with this. We got a minute left. So here's the moment I realized I sucked at sports. It was high school soccer. It was great. We had a great team, and there was a big group of us that had played together since we were kids. We were a group that stayed together the whole time and kept playing. So we were a good team. We knew each other. We knew where each other was at without even looking at each other. We were a pretty solid team. And I was mad because I wasn't getting enough playing time. I was playing really high level travel ball. So this was high school ball, and travel ball is above high school ball. And I was mad. I was like, man, I don't play enough on my high school team. The level of competition's lower. And so after the game, Coach sat me down. He's like, "Why are you upset? Why are you acting this way?" And I'm just like, "I just want to win so bad. I want to play with my guys, like my friends that I played with my whole life. I want to win with them. I want to, thrill of victory." And he's like, "Well, what position? Like, where do you want to play?" And I was like, "Coach, I can play any position. Like, I don't care. Just put me. Like, I just want to be out there with them." And he was like, "Well, I've already given you the most important position on the team, Franklin." I'm like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, don't you know? Like, you've been leading our team prayers for the past 2 years." Oh, well, that's great. I didn't know leading the team prayers directly led to scoring goals. Jeez. All right. Well, that's 30 minutes of today's show. It was a very interesting show. We were all over the place, but it's my Out Loud Journal, and you chose to listen to it. So thank you very much. I can't believe that you do listen to it. Tell your friends, your bosses, coworkers, postmen, random workers at fast food restaurants. Tell anybody about the show so it can grow. Go to baseballlegendapparel.com. Use promo code Frank for 10% off of the purchase at checkout. In the meantime, you keep taking care of yourself. Keep all those questions coming, folks, because I read them all. And I'll see you when I see you, and I hope you have a great day.